All right, what's going on, gamers? We're here for our second annual monthly Dev AMA. We've got Ryan, we've got Mark, we've got Craig, and we've got a lot of questions to answer here because if you guys have taken a look at the new video that they've produced, you know, it definitely brings up a lot of questions here. The community is going to be very curious as to what's going on. How you guys doing today?
I'm actually still in the same clothes of what I actually recorded the video in this morning. Because I actually recorded it this morning, but it's due to go out tomorrow, and this is due to go out the day after. So I'm still in the same clothes, but I promise you, it's, you know, I don't wear the same clothes every day. It's just the way it's run. It's
like Steve Jobs with short sleeves, you know.
It is.
That's it. Yeah, he's got the same T-shirt 10 times in his wardrobe. Makes it nice and easy.
So what prompted you guys to hire like a professional video company to like do this for you? What did you think it would help with, like the general feeling about it, or what was your guys' thinking on that?
Well, it is to make it obviously look a lot more professional rather than on a screen like this, you know, with backdrops and you can see certain things rather than in the text format. It's to do it more on a personal level to show, look, this, you know, this is what needs to be done. It has to be done. I'd rather show that in a professional way than something that's unprofessional, basically. So we had it all professionally filmed with lights that were blinding my eyes and making me sweat because of the heat. So we got there in the end.
Cool.
It's not just that as well. Future announcements and stuff like that. The guys that we work with, we've been working close with for a long time now. We work like close with these guys now. So yeah, you're going to see a lot more high quality videos, especially in regards to announcements coming out from our guys. As you've already seen, you know, with the elite videos and stuff like that, but you've definitely stepped it up a level in regards to quality and stuff like that. And that's just obviously where the project's matured and where we kind of strive and where we see ourselves going. So yeah, onwards and upwards for the GMR.
Speaking of, that's another thing that the general public's going to get to see as soon as that video drops. The full length Leet, you know, rebrand sort of trailer drop there. That's pretty cool. But we do have a lot of questions to go through. You know, so we're going to have questions about the rebrand. We're going to have questions about the new contract. We're going to have questions about, you know, what's changing with the previous Warzone tournament and the Festival of Gaming. And then we've got a few things to go over at the end here that are kind of like a little bit of a surprise. The NFLs, the non-fungible leads. So I guess
excited for those. Very excited for those.
You know, I've seen a few of them. The ideas behind them, and I think it's gonna be huge. You know, personally. All right, we'll just jump right into it here. So, on the rebrand, you know, what was the reason you decided to rebrand instead of using the old brand? Because I'll be honest, I mean, the GMR Shield logo is pretty cool, but what inspired you guys to come up with something new?
Yeah, so it was cool, you're right, and it definitely appealed to gamers, the old Shield logo. But I think as our project has kind of grown and we've begun to understand what our audience is and our targets and goals for the project. We kind of wanted something that represented that and shown it in a more mature light, right? And as I'm sure you've all seen now, the new logo, it has elements of a screen, which is a casual nod to the streaming service that we're developing. Obviously, it has it's heavily influenced by our mascot Leet. And the reason behind that, and we'll come to NFLs a bit later on, is because Leet is what's going to kickstart our whole kind of GameFi technology, or at least our endeavors in that area. So not only is it much cleaner and probably a little bit more grown up than our previous logo, but it also kind of sets us on a path, or at least, you know, when you look at it, it's going to be instantly recognizable.
Right.
And you're going to know what that company does, right?
Right. Yeah. I think that also, you know, having seen some of the, you know, the designs for the upcoming GMR Center, I think the design language fits with the new logo better as well.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. And that's a very good point, actually, because obviously everything about the Gamer Center is all GMR. It's hand-rolled products right from the design team all the way through to development. And and I know you've had a good peek around the new theme that's coming when the GMR Center opens its doors next time.
Yeah.
And it really does fit with that whole kind of feeling a lot better.
I agree. What, why have you chosen to rebrand like right now?
Oh, that's a good question. And, the guys are going to touch on various reasons why we did a lot of things in a few moments. But in terms of the rebrand, we were at a crossroads. We're partway through MVB3. We've got products in the pipeline that are very close to deployment, and NFLs are part of that now, which they weren't originally, but they are now. We brought them forward because of some other things that we've decided to do. We were kind of toying. We knew the rebrand was coming, and we knew the new contract was coming, and we knew all this was going to happen. But it got to a point where, the tournament had to change. And the tournament had to change because of our contract. And our contract, when the contract changes, our brand is going to have to change because, something has to show that this is a new product, a new project, or at least a rebirth. So it just seemed like, yes, we're taking on a lot, and we are.
Right.
It seemed like the timing was right. You can't, forgive my French here, but we can't half-ass anything. We've got to do it properly. And that's why we had professional shoots yesterday or today. And that's why you've seen the quality of the logo reveal and the NFL teasers. And, we've got to do the right thing now all the time. And fortunately, I think, because it steps up our game, the rebrand had to happen now.
Yeah, that makes sense. On the actually, as an aside, on the Elite reveal, on the Elite logo reveal video, Ryan, are you planning on doing more stuff like that? I think that kind of like, CG, video game cutscene kind of thing is super amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Almost every single announcement that we make now will be announced in a way that you've seen with the logo reveal. It'll be top quality videos, top quality announcements, good things for the community to shill out there to other communities as well, and on the social aspects of things. But we're definitely stepping up our game now because we are eventually going to be a game changer, and that's the whole point of this rebrand and the rebirth, should you say, of the token. So everything is definitely going to step up in terms of the way we market things, in terms of the way we announce things, and the way we relate information to all of you guys and to everybody else.
Okay. Yeah. And Craig, as far as this is part of marketing.
It is. Yeah, this is obviously a major step into obviously what I've been looking to deliver and actually give you guys. But if we was to market and push the old token and the old contracts and the old brand, it would, as we've mentioned in the past, be wasted dollars when we knew the rebrand was coming. And the new contract. So that's why things have kind of been put on pause and kind of on hold. Nothing's been fully stopped and delayed. All we've done is kind of change things and made them bigger and better for the community. Right. Which, like I say, we'll slightly touch on down the line. And I feel like this is now the right time where we can start pushing our message out and start screaming and shouting about, hey, we are GMR. This is big steps forward for us. And I can't wait to share what I have in common. In the back doors, there's loads and loads of things ready to be released and pushed out from me, especially from my side of things. So I'm just excited as everyone else in regards to this.
I'm excited too. All right, so let's get into the dirty details here. So this new contract. Why do we need a new contract? And well, let's start with that. Why do we need a new contract?
Well, the current contracts in the crypto space, and excuse my French as well, but it's regarded as a shit coin or a meme coin, should you say. It's got a 1 quadrillion total supply, it's tokenomics, and the price itself isn't desirable for investors or even organizations that we want to work with. It's 0 point, loads of zeros, and then a number.
Coinbase won't even consider you, will it?
No, nothing. So Yeah, it's like it needs to change. For us to grow as a project, it needs to change. It's like if we didn't do this change, this is probably as good as you get, basically. So we've fought long and hard about it. We've had meetings with organizations. We've had meetings with like your Binance Smart Chains and all these other high influential people. And we've had the right advice, and the change needs to come. And it's better to do it now. Well, we're only, within the first 6 months of the actual project itself. It's better to do it now than wait another 12 months down the line and do it then. So, it needs to be done.
Now, I can definitely anticipate, some people are going to be nervous. There's going to be some FUD about it. Yeah. I can't imagine, what do you guys think would be like the main driver behind the FUD that we're going to see? I mean, if you had to sort of guess at what people's fears were going to be and sort of, tell them it's going to be okay, like, what would you say?
Well, I think one of the main FUD things would be the fact that they enjoy tokenomics because they get free tokens. It's like automatic staking, basically. But with the new contract, we can actually develop stuff on the Gamer Center where you can do staking GMR to GMR. So we'll put a load of GMR into a smart contract, and then you can deposit your GMR and earn a percentage every single day and gain GMR that way. So that's one of the things. You can actually earn rewards. But it's not just that. We can actually go and partner up with the biggest staking organizations, and there won't be that mishap of if you deposit any staking in, you lose 10% because of the tokenomics, and when you withdraw from the staking, you lose 10% because of the tokenomics. It'll just literally be a GMR to GMR staking field where you deposit GMR and you earn GMR. So that'll be the way we bring back a little bit of the tokenomics, but there'll literally be zero tokenomics. So
all the upside,
I think that'll be the main. Yeah, it'll all be upside, none of the downside. So, but I think that'll be the main thing people will be worried about, is earning a little bit of passive income, which is great, and that's what these new tokens are about with tokenomics. So to do that, we are going to do like a GMR to GMR staking on the Gamer Center at some point as well.
I think one of the sort of ideas that's coming out now about the tokenomics, sort of, all these coins that came out with tokenomics all at the same time. The view on that was positive at first, and I think that's changing. I think there was some mention of, a lot of these tokenomics contracts being like, sort of slow rugs that, feed into the developer wallets. So I think it'll be interesting because, obviously starting a new contract, you got to pull all the money from here and put it here. People will be concerned about that. But I think one thing that they should definitely think about is, if I don't know, if you guys wanted to take the money and run, you would have already done that. And instead of
day 5, day 6, maybe.
Yeah. When it was at, the all-time high. But, I think that this should definitely help them feel a little bit more confident in that you're really changing the contract almost to your disadvantage in that way,
The Burns wallet goes. It's a straight redenomination. It's a straight, like the supply is the current supply, the actual circulating supply. There's no room for hidden agendas, no room for secret wallets. It's non. It's a much cleaner way of doing it. And sorry, Ryan, to interrupt, but like the thing about tokenomics and passive income. I get that as well, but I feel like by doing this, we put ourselves, as Ryan said in the video that's released, putting ourselves in a position where we can actually have the conversation now with Binance about being listed.
Yeah, right.
And we know that was part of the conversation with Sammy over at BSC when we spoke to him. It's like you're not getting anywhere with tokenomics, and I feel like a listing on Binance probably going to improve your passive income by terms of the token value a lot more than the tokenomics did.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Just on the actual current contract, it's like these flaws that we've got right now in the current contract where we do need to move away for the development of the center and for the future of the project itself. It's like at the moment it's renounced, so we can't make any changes. We can't even whitelist addresses or anything like that to even get listed on exchanges if we wanted to. The renounced contract means we have no ownership. So we need to gain ownership of the contract to be able to develop and bring more features to the Gamer Center in the future. And as crypto evolves and moves, we want to be able to evolve and move with it. Right now, we can't.
Yeah, you got to be able to change things.
We can do that. Yeah, definitely. Also, obviously these tokenomics, a lot of exchanges won't even look at tokenomics. The main reason is every exchange that lists a coin with tokenomics, they have to do more manpower. And that's why you get paid out monthly. So they need to hire extra staff just to monitor your particular token to know who's got what and how much they should get at the end of each month. If you're not getting much volume, they're not going to do that. So for things like Binance and your Coinbases of the world and stuff, it's just not possible to do. So we need to get rid of the tokenomics. Now, it's also for things like features on the Gamer Center. We wanted to do auctions, as I did mention in the video that I recorded and it went out. We want to do auctions. Now, to do an auction, you have to bid on an NFT or a product or anything we have on there that you can auction. So let's say, for example, Frank, you put an NFT on there for an auction style, and then Craig went over and placed a bid. So he places a bid. That bid has to go to a smart contract to say, for the whole system to know that you are now the highest bidder.
Yeah.
And let's say Mark goes over and puts in a higher bid than Craig did. So now Mark's the highest bidder, but now Craig has to withdraw his GMR. He's no longer the bidder. He wants to get it back. He wants to get, obviously, his GMR back. But with that, Craig's initial bid, because of the tokenomics, 10%. Yeah. Because he got outbid, he's got to withdraw it. That's another 10%. So he's lost 20% of his GMR.
Didn't get anything.
Just on a failed auction. So it's stuff like that. That's one of the major reasons why we're doing this, because there's a lot of development that's put on hold because we try to think of workarounds, but it's just not possible. Like, it may be possible, but it's just not the right thing to do because there could be issues, things could get lost. It needs to all be done through the blockchain, and it's best to do that without tokenomics. It's like in the future, in the pipeline, we want to release like gamer cards. How cool would it be if you had like a credit card that stored gamer tokens on it, and you could go to your game store and buy the latest Grand Theft Auto using your gamer card, using GMR? How cool would that be?
That would be cool.
Amazing. Yeah. We can't do that currently on the current contract because one, it's renounced, and two, it's got tokenomics. So we need to do this for that as well.
I can totally see the design of that card.
Exactly. Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be really good.
The new logo on there. Oh man,
it will.
Yeah,
it'll look amazing.
But it's also things like it's the GameFi games as well that we want to do. It's like, obviously, we're going to be developing the gaming API. We want to develop the gaming API to show developers how it works. We need to develop our own games on there as well. So we want to develop our own games, NFT games. Mark will probably touch up on that shortly for you. But we want to develop our own games and gaming, to interact with the gaming API where you can use an NFT in one game and move it to another game. And to show developers that we need to develop something like that. So it actually shows people how it's done, and it shows developers how it's done, so they can integrate NFTs into their games and be able to move NFTs from game to game, etc. Yeah. And the possibility to earn gamer within the games. Now, we can't do that with the current contract. A, it's renounced, and B, it's got tokenomics.
Yeah, developers wouldn't touch it with a barge pole, would they? Because,
exactly.
Like, how are they going to sell that to their customers that they're losing 10% every time they try and move the gamer token?
Exactly. Yeah. But there's more to it. It's like every feature we want to develop on the Gamer Center, it's going to bring like a burden and stepping stones that we don't want with tokenomics and with the renounced contracts. We need to have that freedom to be able to develop anything we want on the Gamer Center. Let's say we have a cool new idea and we're like, yeah, let's get that developed. Let's get it done. But we can't do it because it's renounced and we got tokenomics. So never mind. Let's think of something else. So with a new contract, version 2 of Gamer, it's not going to be called version 2, by the way. It's still going to be called Gamer, and the ticker is still going to be called GMR. It's going to be a new contract without tokenomics, and obviously without the renouncements. But it's things like staking as well. We want to offer GMR to GMR staking. Now, with the current contract renouncement and the tokenomics, it can still happen. But if you was to stake your GMR and you're earning a percentage, you've got to earn more than 10% first to even start earning. Right. Because it'll take 10% off you once you put it into your staking pool. And then you've got to earn an additional 10% to remove it. So you've got to earn over 20% just before you start earning your obviously the new gamer tokens. So that's another thing. It's another feature that we really want to do.
Yeah,
so,
and especially
there's a lot of things that can happen if we just had a new token without tokenomics and not renounced.
I mean, it's, I know on places like ApeSwap and stuff, you sometimes see these crazy APRs, but I mean, over 20% APR is pretty high for your average, So yeah, I definitely think that an unrenounced contract that you can change as time goes on is definitely the way to go. But the next question becomes, so we have this whole rebrand going on. There's a whole new contract. How does this affect the price? What's going to change with the price? Because like you said, right now we're .70 and whatever.
Correct.
And that's going to change too, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So we're going to dilute it. So basically, when we launched GMR, we launched it with 1 quadrillion total supply. I think we just lost Craig.
Craig.
Where are you? Come back.
Don't feel left out, Craig. We've got some.
There he is.
We've got some Craig specific questions coming up here. So
I know it's literally my battery's about to. I'm literally on my laptop at the moment working, and the battery's about to die. So I'm literally just plugging in the charger. That's all. I'm literally 2 seconds. Don't worry, I'm still here.
All right.
No worries.
All right, go ahead, Ryan. You were saying.
Yeah, so when we launched GMR Gamer, we launched it with 1 quadrillion total supply. We burnt 50% on launch, so we had 500 trillion total supply. Yeah,
yes.
500 trillion total supply. I had to think about my maths then. Yeah, so we had 500 trillion supply. And then obviously the tokenomics burnt stuff, as we went along, and we did a few manual burns down the way as well. Now, at the moment, there's roughly 351.5 trillion supply at the moment.
Right.
When we come to do this new contract, there'll be around, give or take, 350 trillion supply of the gamer token in circulation. So what we're going to do is we're going to dilute it, and we're going to exclude the burns. So as if they never existed. We're going to exclude the burns. So if there is a total supply of 350 trillion, we're going to share that by 1 million. So the new total supply will be 350 million.
Okay.
And everyone will get the new token at a ratio of 1 to 1 million. For example, if you had 2 trillion tokens on the current GMR token or gamer token, you will get 2 million tokens on the old one. On the new one. On the new gamer token. So there's no change. Your value doesn't change. You get the exact same value. It's just because we literally dilute everything.
The value does change, doesn't it? Sorry. The price changes.
The price changes, sorry. The value of the amount that you've got in the token doesn't change.
Yeah.
You still, if you've got $100 on the old token, you're still going to have $100 worth of the new token. It's just diluted down.
So we'll see it go from something like, and this isn't definite, but it'll be something like, instead of 0.706, it'll be 0.06.
6 cents, yeah.
Okay.
So if the price, when we do the migration over, if the price is 0 point and then 7 zeros and then a 6, the new price will open up at 0.6 cents.
Okay.
So it'd be 6 cents. So basically, this is it's still got massive room for growth. It can reach that $1. It can reach that $2. It's all about demand then at that point, and it's up to us as developers to create that demand. And I'm very, very, very confident we'll make a lot of demand. It's that massive room for growth. But when the time comes to actually do the migration, a swap feature will actually open up on the Gamer Center, where everyone will have like 2 weeks to swap the old gamer tokens to the new gamer tokens. Mm-hmm. This will obviously provide a safe, verifiable, and secure way to obtain the new tokens from the old ones. So everything will be safe. And regards to the contract itself as well, I know currently on the current contract, we have audits from Certic, Solidity, and TechRate. We're going to get all them audits redone prior to the new token even being launched. So we'll make sure everything is fully secured, everything's in tip-top shape. Then we'll deploy the contract, and then we'll do the migration with the token swap.
What do you think is the... go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
To cut you off. Just one thing that's worth pointing out as well. Since we launched Gamer back in May, our Solidity developers have become so much more advanced. Yeah. So this contract that we are developing is going to be using all the up-to-date functions, all the vocabulary will be correct, the methods on the contract will be correct, and modern. I have no doubt that this will probably be one of the best contracts that Certic ever look at. And I can say that with chest, with confidence.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. What do you think is the time frame on the new contract? Like what, without giving a specific date, we know how that works out. But what roundabout when are we seeing this happen?
Well, we're hoping to have it done for next month. But we'll give more details close to the time, definitely, anyway. Because basically what will happen is we're going to develop a separate application on the Gamer Center where you can connect your wallet. It'll tell you how much you will receive of the new token, depending on how much you got of the old token. It'll just be obviously shared by 1 million. And you can just hit swap, and it'll swap the old for the new. So we will definitely give more details as close to when it's about to happen, which I'm not saying hashtag soon, so I want to get away from the hashtag soon. I'm not saying hashtag soon, but we're aiming for it to be in the month of October.
All right. And
that's so because the schedule is packed.
Yeah.
Packed schedule.
Yeah. Yeah. I've gotten to see
goodies.
A little bit of that, and there's quite a bit coming down the pipeline here. But on that note, and I'm sorry we're going off.
To add to it, sorry, Frank, but just to add to it, it's like with the new price, rather than new price, with the it open up at 6 cents, for example, if that's the way the price works out, open it up.
Yeah,
it makes us more attractive to the exchanges, so like your Binances and your Coinbases, and if there's loads and loads of big time exchanges that we want to get onto. But it's just not possible right now. But with that, like a new price, it's more attractive to them. It's more attractive to new investors. It's more attractive to organizations and partners that we want to work with. So it's just common sense. It just needs to be done.
Right. Yeah, I agree that the general public is more prone to look at prices like 6 cents better than 0.00000. People always tell you to stay away from those sub penny stocks, and I think that's a good move. But okay, so now Craig, Warzone.
Yes,
we had this whole tournament planned out, and obviously things have changed.
Yeah.
So I'm forgive me if I'm asking questions that that people already know, but just for the people who don't, is it still Warzone?
It's not.
Okay.
It's not no longer just a single tour. Now, I'll go into why. At the end of the day, as you know, we decided to drop version 2 of GMR sooner than planned. As one of the reasons is obviously when we're talking to organizations, tokenomics always become a bit of a sticking point. I was always jumping through hoops and just keep going back and forth. And it was always about tokenomics. That's one of the other reasons as well why we've, decided to bring it forward and do the whole rebrand and the whole change now rather than at a later date and stuff like that. So while we was doing this and was going back and forth with these organizations, kept going back. We just kind of sat back and was like, why do we want to do just one tournament? $250,000 for a single tournament, that's a hell of a prize pool. Now we've kind of upped ourselves and gone to a higher overall prize pool, but broken this down now into a huge festival. It's like, why would you want to give these same teams that win every single event across the world this prize pool when the whole concept of us is for you guys, the community that's listening? We want to give these prizes to you, not to the same 3 teams that win every single tournament there is.
Yeah.
Their pockets are filled already. They've already got, money in the bank. They've already got prize pools. So we've changed the whole aspect. We've changed the whole design, the whole layout of the organized event that we're doing. And it's going to give heavily back to you guys, the community. You have stuck by us from day one. We're literally just breaking into, the 5th month now of GMR, 6th month. It feels like 10 years. I'm not going to lie. But we really want to support you guys and, just give a thank you back to you guys, the ones that support us from day one, the ones that have jumped in a week ago, the ones that jumped in 2 months ago. So this is why we've had the old change in regards to the whole event. And it's going to broaden the outreach for GMR on a marketing side. And there's lots of big things to come. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more in regards to the festival game shortly with yourself.
Yeah. One of the questions that I think people will be curious about is, why? So we know that it has changed, but what what is actually, you know, and I know this is sort of like we can be sensitive about this, but what is the actual reason? You know, there's definitely some, you know, contractual difficulties that can happen with stuff like this. What was the actual reason that that we sort of had to change it and come up with this better idea of the Festival of Gaming?
So it's like I say, obviously, I briefly mentioned that it's the tokenomics and the current contracts. Like I say, even though ours is perfectly fine, these other tokens out there and stuff like that, you know, kind of made these companies like step back and, you know, question a little more and stuff like that. So it's mainly in regards to that, and that's why, like I say, with a new token, we kind of getting rid of all these kind of stumbling blocks, as you kind of say. We're gonna, you know, take over the gaming industry, and this is what needs to be done to do that. We've got nothing but high hopes. And, you know, I mean, we know what we're about to deliver. We know what we're working on to deliver, and we generally become the famous phrase, a game changer in this industry. But to do that, like I say, we need to make sure, I mean, we have everything in place just to hit everything hard as we want to.
Hashtag GMR changer. No.
Yes.
All right. So now moving forward to the Festival of Gaming, you know, so previously we were looking at just Warzone. You know, there's been some talk of other games now, but what games are we actually going to see throughout the whole 6 months?
Yeah, well, that's the best thing in regards to a festival. We're not just limited to one title or two titles. This is going to have all the games, everything from the smallest indie game right up to the top AAA games, surrounded by, you know, the most amazing content creators that's out there working alongside us in regards to, you know, doing sponsored streams and all things like this. There's so much to come. But yeah, like I say, we decided to kind of, you know, as everyone's aware now, we delayed the festival to go in place with the new contracts, the new token, the new brand, and that's going to kick it off straight away. So I'm very excited, and I generally feel like it's going to bring the vibes of, you know, the day 2s and the day 3s of GMR and the Telegrams and the Discords and the Twitter. I can see all them vibes coming back, and I'm very excited for it.
For
like
sure.
Mark said a moment ago, we have a packed schedule and it's ready to explode.
You know what I really love, Frank? When Craig delivered the festival to us in the last, I think it was like 2 weeks ago now in a team meeting, and he was talking about what the events management company have actually come back with in terms of how they're going to schedule it. It just blew my mind, because what I really got inspired by was the fact that they were talking about having the biggest gamers on the planet offering members of our community the chance to battle them for a cash prize if they beat them.
Play alongside them.
How much better is that?
Yeah.
That is definitely something like, you know,
much better.
For sure. You're opening it up to the community more. Like you said, Craig, you know, you're not putting all the money in the pockets of the people who win everything all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you're giving the community a chance to interact with those people. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So it's definitely, it's going to be special. It's definitely special. Everyone in the gaming industry will know who Gamer is, know who we are, know what we're about, know what we're doing. And like I say, we're a game changer.
Now, we are looking at a little bit of a delay here, right?
Yeah.
So I think we were originally talking about the 26th, which is in 3 days from the day that we're recording this.
Yeah.
So what's our, you know, and like I said before, you know, we've learned our lessons from sort of saying, you know, okay, this is going to happen definitely on this date, but what's, you know, a general time frame that we can probably...
The time frame I can share with you guys and share with the public is, like I say, this is 100% happening after the token change. It's not going to happen prior, as I say, it's wasted marketing dollars, as you say. We want to bring the eyes onto, you know, the rebirth of GMR, as I'd like to say it. It's definitely happen after, and like I say, we've already been working on this kind of thing. Everything's kind of already kind of set in stage and ready to go. I just need to turn the tap on. So once we know the time's right, once the token's changed over, that's when you guys will start getting confirmed dates, actual dates for actual events and the actual festival start date. And like I say, this is planned for 6 months. This hasn't got an end date. It's planned for 6 months, but that can also be extended and go further. Right now, the current prize pool is to giving back to you guys is around $300,000 worth of prizes. Let's see how this goes. Let's see where this goes, and let's go bigger and better after this. But yeah, like I say, start date will be after the new token swap. So once that gets announced, and the actual dates that gets announced, get ready for the Festival of Gaming because it's ready for you guys.
And just to, I want to sort of say something to the audience here, but I know there's going to be a lot of nervousness about that because, the most negative people are the most vocal usually, but everybody will have some sense of like, well, they said that this was going to happen then, and it's a process of learning from the mistakes that we've made.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that should sort of assuage everybody's fears is look at what a $250,000 Warzone tournament would have done. It would have been done in less than a week, probably, flash in the pan, and then bang, everybody forgets about it. With the 6 months of gaming and a $50,000 bump on the total prize pool, I mean, you have GMR's. If you're an investor, you want GMR's name out there for as long as possible.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
it's not that. Just like I say, the names that we had involved and the names that we was working with in regards to the tournament, the one-off tournament, they're not going to be surrounding GMR now for 1 weekend or 2 weekends. They're going to be surrounding GMR now for the next 6 months on a minimum basis. So there's constantly going to be using these, influencers and these content creators to advertise us, promote us, and vice versa. Which I know a lot of you guys, the community are crying out for, people to actually start talking about us that, influential in the space. And that's what we've got. We've got these guys ready. We're just ready to start dropping this. Like I say, it's all going to come with the new rebrand and with the rebirth of Gamer. Guys are going to see us deliver a lot of really, really cool stuff. And I say a lot of content creators are going to be excited about what we're doing as well. And bringing them on board with us rather than working with them. We're looking to actually partner and work together rather than on two separate things, working together to deliver nothing but the biggest and the best that we can.
On that note, so there is this total prize pool of $300,000, but that's not only going to include, tournament prizes. There's going to be like giveaways and stuff, right? Like there's going to be Nintendo Switches, Xboxes, PlayStation 5s, the latest game. So for instance, Vanguard or the new FIFA or, the new Battlefield. We're going to be giving away GMR token itself, the coins that you've seen, NFTs. The list is endless. The list is generally endless. What we can give away, we are giving away. We're giving away, gaming PCs, $5,000 worth of gaming, equipment inside these PCs and stuff. We're generally giving this back to you guys. Like I say, as I mentioned previously before, we can give, the same 3 people that win every tournament. Well, you don't want that. I mean, like I said, they've got that already, which is great. I know they don't want to hear this, but hey, ignore them for a second. This is about you guys, the community. You stuck by us. You've been there. So, yeah, we're taking the prizes off these guys and we give it to you. So I feel like the Robin Hood, as they call it. I've taken it from them guys and I'm giving it directly to you. And like I say, if you have any suggestions in regards to what kind of giveaways you want, let us know.
Reach out.
Potentially get passes for, these gaming conventions. We can give away a couple of passes and things like that. There's a lot more to it than it can just be, a whole gaming, PC or console. There's loads and stuff like that. I might say, I can't wait to start delivering it. There's so much. But yeah, we have a very nice way we're going to reveal this and show you guys this. So I won't say too much, but I'm sure you'll be very, very excited with what's to come.
All right. Yeah, I think, I'm excited. I mean, imagine if you could do something like, like you said, giving away tickets to gaming conventions. Like if you could send a couple people to E3 or something, like that'd be huge, 100%. Giving away GMR. Nintendo Switches.
How about give people tickets to E3 to join us in our booth at E3?
Ooh, maybe. There you go.
Who knows? Oh. We'll see.
Ryan, are you spilling some tea here? What's going on, man?
We'll see.
All right. So I think we've covered, a lot of the big points. There's one more thing that we kind of have to talk about here, and there was I think we're going to see that. Like I said, I haven't seen the video yet. You guys just shot it today, but it's going to be a little surprise tacked onto the end there about these NFLs. Mark, do you want to tell us a little bit what are NFLs exactly?
So, just quickly, can I just say, by the way, those people who got the coins with the old logo on, keep hold of them because those things truly are retro coins now, right?
Here's my ticket. Here's my ticket to my millions.
And on the Gamer Center, those people who got the early access retro badge, that logo's staying the same. It's not changing. That truly is now a retro token, right? In every sense of the word.
Did you guys have that planned when you made that? Like,
yes, we knew this was coming.
Oh, wow.
That's why it's a retro badge. That's why the cartridge has that logo on, because we knew this. This is going to be, they're collector's items now.
It just goes to show how far ahead you guys are in your thinking. So I appreciate stuff like that. Speaking
of far ahead in thinking, let's talk NFLs then.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, as Ryan mentioned in the video that you guys by now you've probably had a chance to digest and see, and there was a nice little reveal at the end. NFLs weren't actually supposed to be coming till December. They were going to be part of our Christmas calendar because it's an off-roadmap item. And what we was going to be doing was releasing them then. But because obviously we've had these bumps in the road along the way, and we're expecting people now to wait a little bit longer for certain products, we've brought them forward because we've had the application kind of developed and up our sleeve pretty much for a little while now. So we're on testnet right now with the tokens, with the contract, and it's almost ready to go. So what are they? So they are 10,000 randomly generated non-fungible leads. Now, as Ryan also mentioned in the video, these aren't the typical kind of 10,000 printed NFTs that you're seeing pop up everywhere, these pixel things.
Yeah.
No, these are high quality, actual illustrations in various guises of elite. There's 5 classes of them, ranging from service units to automatons, to sentient. This is a test now, to elites, to elites, the most rare. Each class comes with its own attributes, and we'll talk about them in a moment, specific attributes of that class. And then they come with a range of actual graphical attributes too, ranging from plasma ray guns to boosters to I think even like Matrix faces. There's all sorts of. They're awesome, by the way. The designers have blown us out the water with this. Now the thing is with the attributes, not like any other NFT. That's okay, you've got that attribute. That's enough. No, these attributes come with baked-in metadata that is accessible to game developers, for example. And each attribute itself has rarity baked into it as well as the actual class category of NFL. So those 5 categories, one of them has over 6,000. One of them only has 9. And it's this rarity that contributes to
the elites.
Exactly. And it's this rarity, this mixed weighted rarity that contributes to the metadata that it has. And the idea is that these NFLs are going to form 2 functions. One, they're going to be a collector's item, just like your CryptoPunks and these other kind of various multi-variation NFTs. But they are going to be collector's items, of course. People are going to hold them for that. But, we're a gamer token, right?
Yeah.
So we need utility. And we also want that utility to be gaming. Okay, you could argue that just trading NFTs is a game, right? Trading cards. No. The whole point of NFLs was to lay the groundwork for our gaming API that's coming in the future.
Okay.
And there's like a roadmap. There's NFLs, there's proof of concept game, there's API. And NFLs are the first step. So for now, people can collect them, hold them, and take advantage of their rarity and the collecting aspect of what they are.
Yeah.
And they're cool as hell as well. So there is that.
They do look cool.
But then what comes next is we are going to develop our first GameFi application, which is probably going to be in there's 2 that we have in the pipeline. It has to be 2. I'll explain why in a moment. And we're going to create this game using these NFLs. And we're going to, for instance, have a battle royale or a battle card game with these NFLs. that will be game one.
Yeah.
Game two will be something completely different, and we'll talk about that another time. Not on today's AMA. And the reason we're building.
See, here's what you do, Mark. You say what it is, but I'll cut out right beforehand again, and then
The reason we built.
Go ahead. I'll ask in a second.
No. Go on. It's okay.
I was going to say connect two dots here. This specific application that you're talking about. This is the off-road map thing that you were talking about before, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, huge information drop here. I mean, we're getting a game. Like these. You're getting NFLs announced today. Or really a couple days from when this is going to premiere. But not only that, you're going to find out what these are being used for. So not only do you have the collectability aspect, I mean, if you're concerned purely about the how much money you can make off of these, there's the collectability aspect, there's also the usability aspect. And if it takes off, it could be something huge, and I think it will be.
To be honest, after all, we are a gamer token, so
right
we need to make a game. This comes in.
So hold on. So here's the thing. Game one shows you how you can drop your NFT into a game and use it.
Mm-hmm.
Game two shows you how you can use the same NFT across multiple games. And this is the kicker, because then we're working on our API, and then game developers understand. They see the proof of concept. Not just our NFTs can be used in games. Any NFT that is on the Gamer Center marketplace, the NFT hub, anything that is purchased through there will be accessible to game developers to use in their games. And there's the key: their games on the Gamer Center.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. The first thing that sort of drops into my mind when you say this, and it excites me very much. Imagine, and I'm gonna use some other game examples here just to sort of like maybe explain what you're talking about, or maybe this is me asking for my own understanding. I don't know. But like, let's say you're in Final Fantasy VII. You get your Ultima sword at the end, and like in Final Fantasy VIII, I mean, you could then bring that sword in this world that we're talking about now. You can use all your items across all your games.
Yes.
If the developers
and the kicker is the game developer gets to decide how it manifests. For example, in the battle card game, the NFT is a card. You see your elite, it has its attributes, and it gets used as part of a card. Well, you might not want your NFL to manifest itself as a card in a platform game.
Right.
So your NFL with its plasma ray gun is actually now mobile, movable, doing stuff, and not just a card. And here's the thing. There are so many great projects out there in the GameFi space. How many are actually games? And I don't just mean like a graphical interface whilst you stake or farm.
Glorified staking.
Yeah.
And they're still great projects, and they are. And massive props to them, because they're laying the groundwork, or at least they're inspiring people like us to think, okay, there's a market for this, but we want to do better. And this is what we're doing. We're building actual games. And of course, we will continue to build games because, one, it's hella fun. And two, we need to develop our ecosystem. But the end game is also not just to take over the market of making games. No. We want to inspire others to come and build on our API or with our API.
Yeah, so that those game developers that you're talking about can have an inbuilt system to use here already for their idea. I'm not gonna call out any specific games, but I tried one where it's like you pick a parcel of land and like you click a button. And then you got to wait 30 minutes to do it again, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's cool.
Glorified staking.
Yeah,
it's cool,
exactly.
It's good and it's new, but it's glorified staking, really.
Right.
Just.
Okay. So go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry. I know you're. I'm not trying to cut you guys off. I'm just like, as I'm realizing these things, I'm like, wow.
The whole space is just booming, isn't it? And there's so much change that I understand. So that's what our NFLs are. They're going to be dropping, not hashtag soon. we can expect NFLs first week of October.
A note to myself for editing. I'm just going to keep like cutting to a black screen that says soon, and then see I'm, I don't know. Anyway, okay, so we've gone over, what are the NFLs, how the NFLs can be used. How much will, I don't know if you have an exact number in mind yet, but like how much can we expect these to cost, when they release?
Yeah, totally. So that's a really good question as well. So there's two things that we need to consider. First of all, we need them to be accessible to people, right? Because we want to obviously sell them all to be able to build that gaming ecosystem that we want. Secondly, we don't want them to be so cheap that somebody comes in and purchases half the supply, because for obvious reasons, that's undesirable. Yeah. So right. We don't know the figure now. We have an idea of what the dollar amount we want it to be. We kind of want to just wait and see where BNB is right to the moment where we deploy the contract. Okay, and that's simply because we want, again, just to get that balance right. Okay, all right, yeah, and BNB is sometimes a little volatile, so yeah, maybe it's best not to say anything right away. And just to be clear, by the way, we keep saying BNB, and there's a reason. Yeah, that was my next question. Okay, cool. So why can't we use GMR to buy these NFLs? They have to be purchased in BNB. Why is that? Okay, so there's two reasons. First of all, obviously volatility in the token right now, not just our token, just in general. But obviously we've just announced a bunch of stuff that is obviously going to make the market move quite significantly in each direction, perhaps. And we want to, I'm going to use a ridiculous amount here just so you know exactly that I'm not trying to drop in the actual price. Let's say they're $1,000 each. They're clearly not. If we set them at $1,000 worth of GMR, day two, they're now $1,200. Or day three, they're $800. And I know BNB works the same. It doesn't quite have that volatility. And when we move to the new contract, any subsequent release of a similar nature can be absolutely in Gamer, because the price will be more stable, because we'll be a more stable coin, or at least we would hope that the only trajectory would be positively, right? Yeah. But there is that. Second thing, and this is super important as well. We have secured funding for this project for quite a significant amount of time. Yeah. But there is a runway. And we want to make sure that all the plans that we've got, regardless of market movements, we actually have enough of a runway to get all our products. So we're talking, to put this in harsh perspective, we have enough funding now to see phase 1 and phase 2 development, which is, well into next year. Yeah. But once we start phase 2, we cannot afford to take our foot off the gas. Gaming API is out in the wild. We need to capitalize on that. Yeah. And by selling in BNB, we can actually utilize the funds to secure the future of the project. And if it was in Gamer token, we'd have to sell the Gamer token to realize those funds, and it would crash our value. Yeah. If you, like you said, if we take that wild number, 1,000, yes. Which is not going to be, of course.
Well, it will be 1,000.
Just it will be. So if I just do some quick math here, 1,000 times 10,000, that's $10 million, right? Like, so if you were to take,
use a calculator for that,
if you did that in GMR, and then you, what was I going to say? I don't even know what I was going to say. If you took $10 million out of GMR, we're tanking the price and we're affecting everybody else's investments.
We can be a bit more specific. The liquidity pool of Gamer right now on PancakeSwap is there for everyone to see. Yeah. Right. There's no secret that it's I think we're touching 2 million.
Right around there. Yeah.
We're touching 2 million in our liquidity pool. Okay, so let's imagine that NFLs bring in the region between 1 to 2 million. Let's say, I don't know. Okay, yeah. Good luck trying to get that out to secure your project. You know, and that's like the worst thing you could possibly do as a project, because it ruins everyone's investment and our project.
It looks like you're rugging then, you know?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
We're doing this to protect your investment at the same time. I mean, you guys obviously invested, stuck by us. We also do that, like say, I mean, the way we've kind of handled this and the sale of NFLs will obviously protect your personal investment as well. Which obviously that's the best thing that we want for you guys.
Well, and I think it's important here, just to hammer this point home to the people who are watching, to secure your funding outside of the GMR itself is important, because you want to make sure that regardless of what happens with the token, the project goes on, so I feel that's important to know. All right, so bringing this all together now, we've gone over the rebrand.
I told you last time, Frank, it'd be a long episode this time. I wasn't wrong. We're closing in on an hour.
We're about 20 minutes, almost. We're going to be about 20 minutes over the last one, and actually, for the people who saw last time we did the AMA breakdown, obviously you're seeing this on Saturday as opposed to Sunday, and our AMA breakdown with the podcast hosts will be tomorrow on Sunday. But bringing it all together, okay, so we have the rebranding happening, which we're seeing now. We've seen that already. This is obviously going to impact the GMR Center's launch. And now, Mark, the last time that we talked to you, when Troy and I had the interview with you, you gave us the date that it was going to be beforehand. Obviously, that's probably not going to be the full release of the GMR Center that we were looking at in that specific video where we showed socials, NFT Hub, advanced profile stuff. So just for clarity, can we? I don't even know if we should do this. Can we say what it was going to be and what it'll likely be now? What the date was going to be, and then where we're headed instead.
Yes. So Ryan even mentioned this in the video earlier today, that the original slated time for the game for the NFT Hub was actually the 15th of October. Now, here's the thing. I know things may seem negative at times when we talk about things being pushed back. Yep. The reality is we have four products, if you include NFLs, coming in phase one. Mm-hmm. That's NFLs, of course, NFT Hub, social network, and streaming. Mm-hmm. But only product that is being delayed as a result of the contract change is the NFT Hub.
Okay.
So the NFT Hub will not be launching on the 15th of October, but may be delayed by a couple of weeks. So you're probably looking at the first week or so of November. NFLs. So NFLs will signal the opening of the Gamer Center, if you like. We've got a brand new theme because we've been working hard since the release, which you're going to love. And you're going to have an actual...
It looks great.
Yes, and you're going to have an actual decentralized application to play with. And this is coming the first week of October. So if you want to talk about Gamer Center opening, you guys will get access to an application with its brand new theme on the first week of October. Then there's social network. And as I said, it's not impacted by the new contract. And we're still on schedule for a mid-October release of the social network. So if we want to talk about dates, let's do it. First week of October, NFLs and Gamer Center reveal. I say reveal because the theme has changed along with the logo. Yep. Middle of October, social network. And then end of October, beginning of November, NFT Hub. And then sometime before the new year, we're hoping to get that streaming service dropped as well.
Okay. And I know that...
we got a busy few months.
Yes. And the new contract excites me because I think, on the episode where Troy and I were talking to you, Mark, you were talking about things like, things that on other social networks you have never seen before, like being able to mint NFTs out of comments and posts and things like that. The previous contract would have hindered this process significantly. It would have delayed that significantly.
100%. Right? Yes, it would have. 100%.
Yeah.
So not only are we getting, those things still at the beginning, minus the NFT Hub, but the the process of getting them to that full realized vision will be much quicker, I assume, or at least easier to implement. So this is all.
Better.
I mean,
there'll be a better product,
right?
That's for sure.
Yeah, a better way to put it is a better product.
There's nothing now that hinders our vision. There's nothing that we say, oh, we can give you half of a product, because the other half you're going to get taxed on too much and you're going to lose more money than you'd probably gain out of it. So here's half a product. By now, our vision or goals can all go full steam ahead, and we can deliver the exact products that we want to deliver, rather than delivering half a product or 80% of a finished product. 100% finished products are all going to be delivered to you guys, and say our vision's there, and we can drive at this now, and we can go full steam ahead. So we've loaded the rocket. The new contract is adding the new fuel to the rocket. We're all on board. We're ready to take this into outer space.
So if I had to summarize sort of everything that we're hearing right now, we've gone through, and it hasn't actually been delay after delay, but people sort of, interpret it as delay after delay. What this final delay is rectifying all of those, I don't want to call them mistakes. It's just, these things that have happened, things with the GMR Center take longer because, like you said, you had to figure out workarounds with the old contract. We're wiping that off the table, completely fixing that. Things with, the tournaments, well, there's things that we didn't know that were holding us up. The contract being part of that, wiping all that out, starting from, not from scratch, but, getting everything fixed. The final delay is fixing all of that happened previously. Yeah. So I think
we do sit here and hold our hands up, all of us, and say, there is a few things that we've done, and it's kind of not going the way we kind of planned it as such. Like I say, the rebirth of GMR. We know the kind of issues that we faced in the past. We know the kind of obstacles that we've had, and the sticky situations that we've been put in. So we've learned from that a great deal, on a huge learning curve for us in regards to a lot of things. And with this, like I say, the new rebirth and stuff like that, we know the issues, so we can avoid them. Make sure the new contracts, like I say, is going to be the best contracts on the BSC network, and that's I can, like I say, I'm same as Mark. I can put my chest out and say we will have the most beautiful contract there is. And like I say, we're going to be fully audited beforehand. So it's all, you've got your security there. I say you all know our faces. You've seen mine, you've seen Wayne's, you've seen Mark's, you've seen everyone's face in this. But we're here for the long term. And this project it's just getting started. I know we're, like I say, 5 months old, but we're just at the very beginning. This is all like the building phase that we're about to start dropping things now. So we're generally at the start of what a gamer is. And the future is very very, very
for example, if you look back to when GMR first launched and you go through that pre-sale phase when everyone's hyped, think of this as now a new pre-sale phase without an actual pre-sale. You're just going to get the new tokens and the new. Think of it as the new hype, the new pre-sale stage of the new GMR. I'm excited. It's definitely going to be a game changer.
It's an evolution on that. At the time that we launched, like you said, these things like tokenomics, these massive pre-sales were kind of like the it's like a fad almost, and I'm not saying that that was a bad thing. I think we're learning as we go along. Tokenomics seemed like maybe they were a good idea, they were kind of cool, but now we figure out the issues with that and we fix them. So like you said,
co-opted.
Right.
Tokenomics have been totally co-opted by bad actors, unfortunately.
You stole the words right out of my mouth.
But, it's like I say, when we launched, if we didn't, renounce a contract, or we didn't do the things that we did, who knows if we'll be in the exact same position we're in today. At that time, that was the correct thing to do, just for security reasons, to make sure the investors were happy and safety, things like that. But the way games developed and the way the projects matured and the way the BSC space has kind of seen these things, this is the way forward now. And the vision's obviously still been the same from pre-sale as it is to now. Like I say, that the products are literally a hand reach away, and I can't wait to start, dropping these. And honestly, I can't wait to start marketing these guys for yourselves. I know you guys are crying out for marketing, and like I said, don't get me wrong, I've been working on marketing from day one. Now the products are here, now the products are ready. You guys are going to start seeing some big changes, some big things coming. So I say, obviously, we've got the the higher quality, videos being produced. We've got just look at the logo reveal. That's the kind of step we're taking from a simple 2D image on Twitter, as we probably would have done in the past, to these kind of videos revealed moving forward. The production and the quality behind Gamer itself is changing, and it's only changing for the better, and changing for the better of the community. You guys listening today.
I 100% agree. All right, here we are. Okay, we've gotten all the information out. Yeah. I'm sure we're going to have more questions that maybe we didn't think of from the community. And, like I said before, go to our Discord channel, or you can message me personally with any other future AMA questions you guys want. And obviously the devs are around, they can answer questions as they come up as well. I will leave it. Let's go in sort of like a round table here. We'll start with Ryan, and we'll go, Ryan, Mark, Craig, and then we'll let you guys get your sort of final words out, and then we'll end the show from there. Take it away, Ryan.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank everyone for the patience while we are developing something that will be game changing in our eyes, and hopefully in your eyes as well. So we do obviously appreciate your support. So yeah, just stay tuned. Get ready. It's going to be something that's probably not been seen before, and that's the main thing. We try to bring something that's not been seen before, and it's not been done before. Totally unique. So get ready, it's coming. New contract, new brand, new logo. Let's go.
All right, take it away, Mark.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to echo those words entirely. The only thing I would add to that is, this time next month when we're doing the AMA, I want to see a sea of NFLs as your profile pictures over on the various places we talk. I'm certainly going to be buying one or two. I'm not going to be buying much more than that, but I'll be buying one or two so I can participate.
I think that'll be fun. All right, Craig, what do you got?
As Frank does, he always leaves the best till last. Mr. Marketing is now the name has changed to Telegram, as that's what people refer me to. Obviously the work I've put in the background. You guys obviously haven't got to see that yet. And I get the old when marketing and stuff like that. Yeah, it is, a serious subject as well as, a bit of a comedic subject as well on the socials. But yeah, like I say, you guys have generally stuck by, the Gamer itself and myself in regards to the whole situation from start to finish. Like I say, I can generally start pumping out content to you guys now. I can start giving you guys what I, visioned powered at the start. So let's get ready for the new Gamer. Let's get ready for the new beginning, as they can say. We're about to
the new Gamer.
Enter a whole new world, and we're our feet are on the ground and we're ready to sprint. We've got everything ready. We're ready to sprint, and you guys are going to start seeing everything coming to light from us. And yeah, we generally can't wait. You can probably hear the excitement in my voice, and if I'm getting excited and I know what's to come, you guys should be getting pretty excited too. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Like I say, thank you guys as well. Onto the next podcast, and there's going to be so much to talk about because there's so much to come in between from now till then. Yeah, I mentioned last time this podcast is going to take longer. I promise you, the next one might not be as long, but it's still just as much information and just as impactful as this one is too. Like Frank said, the devs are always available in regards to the social medias, either Telegrams, Discords. If you do have any concerns, any questions, or if you have any ideas, ping them direct to us or go to our mods. Our mods are absolutely amazing. I'd say another huge fan out to them guys as well. I'm sure they're listening in. We see the work that they're putting in. I mean, if you can go to them, they'll come direct to us, and we can get the answers that you guys are looking for and asking for. We don't bite, I promise. Come speak to us. We'll give you the answers that we can give you.
Yeah, and I'd like to add on that note, I have to say the way that the three of these guys handle everything is just amazing. I know that, they're extraordinarily busy, and the time that they take, to talk with the mods, to stay involved in the community on top of everything that they have to do. Like, I know the past 2-3 days have been just nonstop, one thing after another for you guys, yet they're still taking the time out, quite a significant amount of time at this point, to do this AMA on the podcast. And we're super appreciative of that. And all right, guys, we will end this here right now. And we will see you tomorrow on our AMA breakdown with the entire podcast crew. Ryan, Craig, Mark, thank you so much for joining us today. And we will catch. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And we will catch you guys tomorrow. Adios, everybody.
Emma out.
Bye-bye.